Hello Revit users and ambitious architects and engineers. In previous video we covered the basics of Revit. Now let's get more into detail. Let's begin with editing the wall structure. We can create a wall that can consist of different layers, for example siding, sheeting, paneling, main framing layer, or even insulation. You can create as many of those layers as you want. So in order to do so, let's create a wall. From the Structure tab, select Wall and just simply draw one. Now when you select it, its properties appear in the Properties panel. Here you can change its type, but in this case we want to create our own. To do so, let's click Edit Type. And here what you want to do is to duplicate this type and create our own, let's say bricks with insulation. Now let's edit the structure of this wall. In Edit Assembly window that appears on the screen, you can set we have only one layer in between the core boundaries. Let's add additional layers, and I want to note that you can create as many of them as you like. Now we can change its type, for example, finish. Also, I want to change its material. So it's going to be my finish layer, which is going to be bricks. You can double click on it or hit OK. Let's hit OK and add thickness of 20 millimeters. Here we want to add insulation layer, which is going to be an interior side over here. Let's change its type to membrane layer or substrate and change its material to, let's say, insulation. And add a thickness of, let's say, 150 millimeters. Also, don't forget to move the finish layer to exterior side. And let's add a material to our structural layer, which is going to be timber. Let's select this one. To load this into your project, you need to click this arrow. It will add this material to your document. And once again, double click or hit OK. Now if you want to see how our wall looks like, we can select Preview. In this window, will show us how our wall look in floor plan. We can change this view to section, and section will enable us additional modifications to our wall. Here you can add sweeps, reveals, you can split regions, assign layers, or for example you can modify those layers. What I mean by that, you can zoom in to the top of this wall, you can select modify, and for example if you select these layers, now when you hit OK, see the wall, we can see that those shape handles appears, and you can simply drag them out individually. As in this case, we could only drag the whole wall. If you don't see your layers that you created on your wall in your plan view, you can always check the detail level. Here you can change it to fine, and it will show you all those layers you created. Let's see what else we can do with our wall. Select your wall, and under the Properties panel, you're going to see all those different properties we have. Here, for example, you can change your cross-section to vertical or slanted and type down the angle you want it to be slanted with. Let's see how it looks after that. You can always change it back to vertical. As well, you can change the wall's profile manually, simply double-clicking on it or select it and hit Edit Profile. Here the purple line indicates the contour of this wall. You can add an opening in this way, or you can even add a chamfer, for example. You can use Trim Extend or using shortcut TR to trim elements how you want and finish the edit. Here how it does look. If you want to reset the wall, you can always press Reset Profile. Another feature that I'd like to introduce you to is wall joints. While you are in your plan view, go to your Modify tab and select Wall Joints. When you hit it, you can select the corners of the walls that are connected together, and then it will enable you additional settings. Here you can change from bottom miter to square up, for example, and using previous and next buttons, it will change the configuration of the joint. As well, you can press Disallow Joint. It will disconnect those walls. And when you select the wall, This small T shows the possible connection, so it will allow to join if you press it. Another thing to understand about the walls, that those arrows indicates the exterior side of the wall. You can use spacebar to switch the sides, or you can simply click on those arrows. As well, you can always use the shape handles to drag the end of the walls. There is more than one way how you can add an opening to your wall. Recently I showed you how you can edit profile and draw the opening in there. Another option is to select the wall and hit wall opening. And it will create the opening on your wall. Another option is without selecting the wall, hit the wall over here. And it will ask you to select the wall, and once you do that, you can draw the shape of the opening. And that is it for today. We ran through basics of creating a wall. See you in another videos.